After I saw the Pastor Joel's videos, today's message is you are blessed. I realized, how do we know that we are truly blessed? So let me ask you these questions. Have you ever discovered unexpected strength during your hardest trial? Have you ever noticed that when you finally let go of all fears, new doors and opportunity miraculously opened? Have you ever felt a sudden intuition that change was coming just before a major life improvement? If you have those kind of feeling, you have this kind of experience, then this video is for you. Welcome to my channel. My name is PK John. In the channel, we're going to share Pastor Joel's message, you are blessed, in the special spiritual perspective. Help you to unlock the faith, find your life potential. Make sure you click subscribe button below if you are looking for your true purpose in life. We will help you to use a different angle to see the message, find your true potential and true purpose. And make sure you stay till the end because we are going to share the common pitfalls most people are going to face when they have doubt about the blessing, doubt about their future, when they saw the blessing is coming but they are not sure, is this for us? Then stick around, we're going to answer the question. Let's start with the message. Today, Pastor Joel's message, you are blessed. There's a couple points. The first thing is he introduced about the blessed message. He said explanation of the divine enablement through Christ. So, have you ever felt an unexpected strength during the tough time? In here, we want to share a little bit about Bible story about Paul when he is in the prison and writing the letter to the Philippians and express his ability to contain in any situation. So what kind of strength can Paul have in the prison to write this kind of the encouragement letter to all his followers, all the churches? Here is an interesting thing. If we see in the spiritual perspective, we know Paul is a God-chosen disciple, which is not an ordinary one, a very special one, because his past experience is contain a lot of the challenge, the way more challenge than any other disciples. So Paul have the core belief with this message. With a spiritual perspective, we know the emotion is come out from your belief, and your result is come out from your action. As here, Paul wants to show us about his true belief has become what Jesus said he's going to become. Express the emotion and encouragement and all the ultimate power he have in him. Even he is in the prison, he still have those kind of the urgency, this kind of the emotion, the energy to write the letters to encourage all of his followers. Okay, and I want to share a little story about myself. Everybody hit the financial difficulty, and everybody have the credit of debt if they don't arrange the financial properly in a young age. So as an emotional control, we always encounter the challenge. Our monthly income, our spends is not always balanced. So this kind of emotion is truly hooked me up into one of the best cycle for a while. Till I know how to control my emotion, I feel that God is putting up his blessing as the divine power through the spiritual side. He helped me to using the right tool to control, to bless the money, to apologize for the money, and to make the money, to see the money in the right way. This is another spiritual perspective we want to share. Emotional control can change everything. So I found the strength how to overcome the spends, how to appreciate the money I have. When I spend the money, it's not going to be worry anymore. It's going to be blessed. I'm blessing the money I have. I'm blessing the money. I'm helping other people to get a job. You spend the money, then other people will have job. This kind of mentality helped me become my core belief. Money is not evil. Money is the bless that God put in my hand as a divine, so I can bless what I'm spending. Okay, so that's really important. Let's move on to the next one. The nature of blessings. characteristic of blessing, divine enablement to stand out and overcome. A can-do power that's people into destiny. Overcoming illness contrary to medical expectation. Achieving simply unattainable goals. What do we see here? Pastor Joel shared here is when you have the blessing from God, you have can-do power in heart. God is putting a true belief you can do it. You can overcome a lot of things. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever noticed blessing in your life that made you stand out? Because in the Bible story, Joseph has been sold into the slavery by his brothers. End up in Egypt, go through all the prisons, all the challenge, till he become the prime minister of Egypt. This is showing that God's blessing is follow a person. It's not following to the family. It's not following to the environment. But God's blessing, it just naturally follow to the person. When person like Joseph, when Joseph's poor belief has come from the dream that God gave him, he had this kind of dream combined with all of kind of the challenge, all kind of the learning curve. It's pushing him forward little by little, have the can-do inner power to accomplish all the challenge God put in front of him. How I stand out in the church. Okay, when I was in the teenage, I lead a lot of worship. I help a lot of the young group church member. Also, I spend a lot of time to receive the message, read the Bible, pray, devotion, like everyone does in the beginning of the church. But afterwards, my core belief has been slightly changed from the urgentness, from the eagerness to become closer to God through the Bible, through the church, through the prayer, through devotion. I realize I'm not quite balanced here. I'm putting too much time in the church, but my real life, I'm not a very good people person. I'm not a good person of the communication. I'm not a good person with the common sense. So this is getting me aware. Does church, does Bible, does teachers, even God through me with this desire, want to fulfill God's purpose, want to become one of God's chosen one. But my real life, my real work doesn't match up. It's off the balance. So as a Joseph, God gave him Joseph a dream. God gave him can-do power, taking the challenge step by step. But because he was so into the slavery, just like me, left the church, I was getting putting out from the ideal situation, serving the God and to become one of the chosen one. Maybe in the future I'm going to become a ministry or some kind of that. But God pulled me out from the church, pulled me out from the very comfortable environment, like Joseph been pulling out from their family. So can-do power has been showing right after I left. I begin to search around with a different pastor message. I begin to search around with different spiritual knowledge. I realize spiritual perspective for the religion is as simple as I see. We control the emotion and then we remove the negative, fill with all the positive. Bible, affirmation, and calm ourselves, ask a question, connect with God, connect with our sixth sense. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Then you are going to moving forward. The door will open one by one after you take the action. So can-do power is right after I left the church, I begin to open up my mind to learn more stuff. This can-do see inside of my heart has become the new goal, new mission I'm seeking. So with a lot of the opportunity, the lot of lesson I learned, I'm just like a journey. My journey is just like a Joseph. I'm taking the challenge, I'm hitting a hurdle, I'm looking for the answer, and I took action and keep moving on. Okay, so that's pretty much about how you stand up with a blessing. Once the blessing coming through your core belief, God will give you a new perspective. You can open the heart, open your mind, and pulling out from your original comfort zone and doing all kind of the different stuff in different way. That's why people say when you're doing the same thing over and over, it's not going to give you the same different result. Only if you open your mind and doing this thing differently, then the result will come out differently. Agree? Okay, let's keep moving on. The next one, the persistence of blessing. Pastor Joel mentioned about anointed and marking by God. This illustration of being set apart for favor, and the favor in unexpected place and promotion, generational limitation and potential, and a personal challenge overcome. So let me ask you this question. Have you ever been marked by God for a special purpose and seen it unfold? What do you mean by the question? Because in the Bible, as we know, that Samuel, as a prophet, he was chosen by God, and God guided him to the Jesse's house, find David, and anoint him to become the next king. In the spiritual perspective, we know when God gives you a mark, your core belief, your eager of desire, your purpose is going to be very, very clear. So this kind of feeling of the Samuel, God is calling Samuel to Jesse's house, find David, and anointed him to become the next king of Israel. So a generation blessing is a very significant sign that God has put in a persistent blessing into a family. As my father is a pastor who has been called by God, become a pastor of the church. Throughout his life, he pastoring a lot of different church and making God's blessing persistent. He was being calling out with a vision, try to help the people who need help, who cannot reach the top of the tier in the church member. And his calling has become the generation blessing. God used my father to share the message of the forgiveness, of the healing, and repent. Also a lot of the Bible knowledge. So as a generation blessing, we know my father has persistent in the God's calling. God used the blessing to my bigger brother, myself, and my uncle, my relationship. I can see the blessing has been filled in our family tree. This persistent blessing, just like God is calling my father as a Samuel, who is walking out, find a people, find a person who can come out and help others. So the the generation blessing has been showing through my father's work. As a result, my big brother, me, and my uncle, and his son, everybody have the very healthy family life. Everybody have a healthy education life, young life. You know, those kind of generation blessing is coming from one person's persistence. Okay, next one. Pastor Joel mentioned about the scope of blessing. Blessing during adverse conditions. Prosperity of famine. Triumphs in trouble. And also biblical affirmation of constant blessings. Isaiah's promise of provision in desert. Also, Pastor Joel talk about Psalm's assurance during famine. So, have you ever prospered in time when others struggle? This is an interesting question, because the scalping blessing is make me feel like when the challenge comes, there's always the answer. When the challenge comes, there is always the opportunity. Just like Daniel in the Bible. who was faithful serving the God. And under the king, due to his wisdom, intelligence, he got jealous by and tricked by the king Darius. So all kind of the challenge coming out for the Daniel. But eventually, God's protection over his faithful servant. God's protection always opened the door for the Daniel. Just as our daily life, we encounter work challenge, family challenge, relation challenge, health challenge, financial challenge, and all different kind of the situation. But with the scope of blessing, as God marked you as a special one, He give you a blessing, prosperity in famine, triumphs in trouble. He will always give you the answer, open a door. We just have to open eye and take the opportunity. As we know, everybody only have 24 hours per day. But in the 24 hours, how are you going to split your time to focus on certain things? Elon Musk have a lot of a company doing the very different stuff. And they are huge companies. How did he manage the time? As we see, this is a scoping blessing. God opened the door after door when He is hitting the challenge. As myself, I only have 24 hours too, but I'm able to handle day job. I'm able to handle my YouTube channel. I'm able to handle my personal learning. I'm able to handle my personal business, music creation, even hobby, and watching anime. 24 hours as everybody is the same, but with the scoping blessing. We know when challenge comes, we always need to find a solution. And in the spiritual perspective, the solution is how you see your belief. Are you able to do it? Do you have can-do power to fulfill the thing you always want to do? Do you have the can-do power? You can manage your time well? Do you have can-do power? You can fulfill your desire in your heart. So the scoping blessing is a sign God is marking you, and open the door when you are in trouble, when you are looking for the answer. Okay, let's move on to the last one. In the Pastor Joel message, in the last, he mentioned about a practical example of blessing. Abraham's journey and the power of blessing over the location. And the contemporary stories reflecting the blessing as the orphanage success in the storage in Africa. Personal story and overcome through the blessing. So Pastor Joel shared about a story on Abraham's journey. He had the power of blessing over the location, over the place he moved to. So as Abraham, we know he was called by God. He had to leave his home to find the Canaan and the promised land that God promised will give him a great nation. So with the core belief, with this emotion, with the action taking, with the challenge, we know Abraham gave us a very good example. He is willing to take challenge. He is willing to take the risk to moving forward because God gave him the dream. God gave him the purpose, destination in the life. So how are we going to receive the message from God? How are we going to find our true potential? Here is the key. Once we have the right tool, the right affirmation, the right exercise to control our emotion, we need to dig into our inner self. What is our true belief is? Ask the question, ask why? At least 5 times for the same question. Then you can dig down deeper, and find the real reason of your core belief. Once the core belief being removed and replaced by the affirmation, your mind, your heart is going to be clean like ocean. Then we use the simple exercise. stay calm, breathe, waiting for God's voice, ask the right question, ask our life purpose, ask the lesson, ask our future, ask anything you want. This is the moment you connect with God. Then God will inspire you, will give you intuition, will give you the door you need to take. As my personal story, this is how I encounter all kind of the challenge. Become a YouTuber, find a business, keep my hobbies, watch anime, split my time into the full potential to fulfill every single area. Because I received a calling, I received the mission that God gave me. Now it's the time for you to find yours. Alright, that's pretty much about Pastor Joel's message. Now let's move on to the pitfalls. What is the common pitfalls most people encounter when they are facing the question, am I really blessed? Am I really marked by God? Am I really have the vision of belief that God gave me? This is the question most people encounter. So, as usual, leave your comment below. Let us know what is the pitfalls in your mind. Bring up for a discussion if our view is different. Let's see if we have the same point on the pitfalls. Are you ready? Okay, so the common pitfall when people asking the question, do we really have the blessing? The common pitfall is lack of awareness. What do you mean by that? Because as we know, our daily life is so busy with a lot of information fly by, a lot of the working hours, a lot of the different things going on. It's very easy for us to ignore, to oversee the stuff that's in front of us, because our mind is filled with the thinking, with the conscious mind, with a lot of information. So lack of awareness become the most common pitfalls. People is not aware when God's putting the answer for you. People is not going to be aware when they are asking a question and they're waiting for the answer. Suddenly answer fly by. They just ignore. Because this is the reason lack of awareness bring up. How can we overcome the lack of awareness? Before we already share how we're going to receive the message from God, same principle. We need to control the emotion. We need to change our core belief, remove a negative belief, fill with a positive affirmation. Then our mind will become clear. Now is the key. We need to stay calm. We need to breathe. We need to calm our mind and bring our awareness up. With a simple breath exercise, sit in the couch, sit on your bed every day when you wake up, spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just breathe. Bring your breath to the long breath in and exhale. Doing this for 10 minutes, you will feel your mind become very, very, very calm. Your mind is not going to think a lot of stuff in the early morning. Your mind is not going to think a lot of stuff before you go into bed. You can do the exercise when you have time. This is help you to focus your breath. Focus on your breath. Once you have the focus, your awareness will coming up. You will begin to hear a lot of the small voice in your room. You will begin to hear a lot of the little things happening in your room. Then your awareness has been increased with the focus. Then this focus can help you to ask the right question, to find a possible answer, to make the journal, and ask the question again, take the action, take down the opportunity. All kind of this process takes times, but the most important thing is we need to raise up our awareness first. Once we are reaching up in a certain height, we can see everything in our daily life is a new door, new opportunity. At the time, the God's blessing, the divine, will give you the same answer, will give you the same opportunity. Then you will realize, wow, I am really, really blessed. Okay, so that's pretty much about the message. In the last part of the video, I always love to share my dreams and interpret my dream, because we know dream is the way our unconscious mind communicate with our conscious mind. Okay, today's dream has two parts. First part, I dream about my old company's boss. She is selling the information, okay, some kind of weird situation. And when everybody making the deal and ready to go for it, suddenly the third party cut the process. They took out all the information, took out all the deals, and this forced the boss have to bring out a lot of the old merchandise to fill the losses. Okay, the background is more like a pirate. Okay, pirate is coming in the middle way to hijack all the deals. Okay, that's the first part. Second part, I don't really remember a lot of stuff, but this happens. Sometimes when you wake up, you don't really remember the dream, but I remember there's two part of the dream, but somehow I only remember one part. That's fine. So let's begin to interpret the dream. The first part, my old company's boss. This means the boss in representative, the authority, leader, and the guidance. The old boss appear in the dream. My hint, my past work environment, experience, and the guidance have some kind of emotional analyze. I'm trying to rethink my past. Okay, this is how to interpret about the boss. And about the deal, big deal, but has been hijacked in the third party. This means there is a big opportunity, the chance inside of myself. I'm looking for some kind of the value. Okay, and with a hijacked third party, it means there is always a competition. There is always something that's there is always something that's unfair on the world. So it's bring up like unfairness, emotional, out of control kind of stuff. So that's what I mean for this part. Okay, the next part, the old merchandise to fulfill the loss. Okay, the old merchandise means in my past, my resource, the experience, my past, my experience, and I will find a way to try to fill the losses. Okay, so this means from my past experience, I still have a lot of resource. I still have a lot of way to face the challenge, the problem I'm facing today. And the last one about the background of the pirate ship. The pirate means adventure, unstable, in the gray area of the morality. Okay, the environment I'm facing right now might have a lot of the uncertainty. Most of the time bring up a lot of the competition and challenge. Okay, that's pretty much about the dream. So how are we going to connect my dream, my conscious mind, want to communicate with my conscious mind? I remember the time I have this dream. I have no idea. What is this mean? All boss, all resource, deal, hijack, pirate, adventure, all kind of element. That is really hard to connect. Okay? But as of today, when I look back about the dream, there's something that's come out. I'm thinking, Okay, when the time I have the dream, maybe the dream is representing my old knowledge or skill. Okay, and I'm trying to moving from old to the new skill. Something like I'm doing the traditional way of the selling technique, moving forward to the AI, the high technology of the selling technique. Okay, this is kind of big transaction, which I'm currently encounter right now. I'm encounter with the AI email marketing stuff. Okay, that is new stuff I'm currently learning. So this is what I'm thinking. Okay, from this big transaction, there will come up a lot of the challenge, a lot of the hijacking situation, a lot of the competition, a lot of the stuff. I need to find my position in this industry. Okay, so as today, I can briefly understand this dream probably is talking about the situation I am facing right now. I am trying to swap from the old traditional way to the new way, and I'm facing a lot of challenge, of course, but I'm always open up my mind, receive the new information, receive the new challenge, moving forward. Okay, that's how you receive the guidance from divine, from God. Once you ask the right question, there's always an answer come up. You just have to walk through it. It doesn't matter you need to spend more time, more money to take a class, to hire a coach, all kind of stuff. Eventually, bring up your awareness, you will see your door, your path clear. That's pretty much about how I connect my dream to my present. If you learned something today, please click thumbs up and share it with your friend if they are looking for their life potential. And we'll come out with 3 videos a week, help you to unlock your faith, find your true potential in life. Make sure you click subscribe button below, join our community. My name is PK John. I'm going to see you in the next message.